For years leading up to the Clone Wars, the relationship between the Jedi Order and the Republic was a little hazy to say the least. The Republic was extremely corrupt all the way from the judicial system all the way down to the Senate, with senators from all across individual planets and individual worlds. Individual worlds were corrupted by major organizations such as the Trade Federation, who would easily blockade the entirety of planets or individual systems, while also protesting to be completely in the right and for these blockades to be completely legal. Meanwhile, several different planets out in the Outer Rim expressed their dismissal and their sheer atrocious behavior towards the Republic for not being able to do anything about the harsh and very hindrance conditions of living in the Outer Rim, where the Republic would basically give them no ability to sustain themselves, while all of the resources of the Republic went straight to the core worlds and went straight to mid-rim planets that were of interest of the Republic at the time. So today we are going to be talking about the corruption of not only just the Republic, but the corruption of the Jedi Order as a whole. So I invite you to sit down and have a little chat. Starting with the Republic as a whole, it's corrupt. Well, there is no forsaking that. The corruption of the Republic and of the Senate, as well as the judicial system and everything about it, is well known throughout the entirety of the Star Wars galaxy. The Confederacy of Independent Systems was literally crafted because of the corruption of the Republic and their knowingness to not do anything about the Outer Rim planets that have been struggling for well over the past decades, if not centuries. Count Dooku left the Jedi Order because of the corruption of the Republic and the Jedi Order's persistence to be a part of the corrupt Republic's system of governance, while also trying to serve the peace by being keepers of the peace and not soldiers, allegedly. In reality, the Jedi Order and the Republic are actually just two sides of the same coin, both extremely corrupt individual organizations that both serve each other in various different ways, but are also at each other's throats. For example, Venestra, one of the main Jedi in the Acolyte, is very keen on making sure that the Republic doesn't know the actual intentions of the Jedi Order by specifically keeping information away from the main Jedi Council, which is not only extremely shady in various ways, but is also very corrupt from any other moral sense. This is a literal individual in the Jedi Order who is keeping information from the leaders of the Jedi Order to ensure that they do not tell anybody else in the Republic what their ideas are going to be, referring to the actual ex-Jedi who they think is responsible for murdering Jedi Masters, when it turns out that it's actually a completely different individual who is now the apprentice of an individual that wants her to kill different Jedi Masters. So either way, she doesn't want anybody knowing about anything having to do with anything regarding the Jedi Order's know-abouts and what they want to plan on doing. Meanwhile, the Republic itself apparently has individuals within the Senate who dislike the Jedi Order to such a degree that they will use literally anything against the Jedi Order that they can possibly get a hold of, including the idea that an ex-Jedi is murdering Jedi Masters, or that somebody under the apprenticeship of someone who used to be a Jedi is now going out there and murdering Jedi Masters. So Venestra is effectively the person who is ultimately a part of the Jedi Order who doesn't trust anything that the Republic wants to do because she is afraid of individuals within the Senate wanting to target the Jedi Order specifically. So that makes the Jedi Order, in some sense at least, mildly corrupt, because they don't trust anybody else with this information, not even the heads of the Jedi Order. But what is it about the Jedi Order that makes them so corrupt that they don't want anybody knowing anything about them? Well, it's mainly because a lot of people want to put a lot of regulations on the Jedi Order, such as the Rusan Reformation, ideas on what the Jedi Order can do, how they can interact with other individuals within the galaxy. A lot of people have a lot of issues with how the Jedi operate in the wider galaxy, especially individuals who might have Force-sensitive children who get their children taken away from them because of the fact that you can't have a Force-sensitive child anywhere except for the Jedi Temple, apparently. And also take note that there are well over thousands upon thousands of Jedi at this very particular moment in time. So, obviously, with thousands upon thousands of force wielding, lightsaber wielding Jedi Knights all over the place, obviously you're going to have some sort of worry on what's going to happen with the Jedi that might cause them to do something that the wider galaxy might regret later on down the line, such as, seemingly wanting the Jedi Order to be exterminated entirely and accidentally putting in somebody in power who just so happens to be a Sith Lord, which would never happen in a million years, I can guarantee that for sure. Meanwhile, on the Republic side, we have individuals in the Republic who are so corrupt that sometimes entire individual organizations will just blockade entire planets, and they'll have no issue with it. The fact that the Trade Federation was simply allowed to blockade the entire planet of Naboo with no pushback whatsoever by Chancellor Valorum is insane. And also the fact that Padme Amidala is right there telling everybody that her planet is literally being invaded and blockaded by the Trade Federation, and yet the Trade Federation somehow has a say because they're in the Senate in the first place, which is, okay, that's fucking stupid. But then you have the fact that not only does Padme Amidala have, and I'm being generous here, well over 24 crew members that are aboard the actual fucking yacht that she came to Naboo on, or came to Coruscant on, along with pilots, personal security guards, her own handmaidens, the literal Gungan that's supporting them that saw the entirety of the first wave of the invasion when they landed on Naboo in the first place, and the 2 Jedi that are being sent by Chancellor Valorum to Naboo to talk trade negotiations with the Trade Federation to make them stop invading the planet, who were then nearly murdered by the Trade Federation, is fucking crazy. But yet, for some reason, they can't testify against the Trade Federation's doings because the Trade Federation has their hands in the pocket of literally every individual in the Senate at this point in time. This effectively comes to such a head that even Padme Amidala is pissed off at this entire ordeal and votes for no confidence in Chancellor Valorum, despite the fact that he was literally the one who sent Jedi to literally go to Naboo in the first place to talk to the Trade Federation to get them to stand down from invading the planet in the first place and blockading it, which then resolved in them nearly being murdered and the entirety of Naboo being invaded. So, I don't even know. Like, this is obvious corruption at the highest regard. Palpatine really be over here using the invasion of his home planet as a way to become the new Supreme Chancellor, and he doesn't even promise that anything could probably be done in the ability to try and save his home planet from being invaded by the Trade Federation? Yeah, you're obviously behind this. Chill the fuck out. But anyway, that's all I gotta say about that for right now. Maybe whenever more Star Wars content comes out, like the Acolyte episodes, maybe I'll talk more about that. But until then, see you later. Peace.